Trucker Steve here. 2026, January. We're going to see in the next 12 months what takes place. Does Derek Barr talks and puts the blame on CDL schools? Or does he come out and give a speech and say the Fmcsa has failed the trucking industry, has failed the CDL students by not giving them proper quality CDL training? It's a lot of the blame needs to be put on the Fmcsa, what has taken place in the last 10 years. The new modernization testing program, on the heels of the release of the entry-level driver training program, the modernization testing program, who did that really benefit? States, we can't do all this testing because the footprint's so large. We need to make a smaller footprint. It benefited the states. Many states can now test students in this little smaller footprint. So much. And if Derek Barr doesn't talk about this in the next 12 months, or Sean Duffy, or the DOT, then they have failed the CDL student training program. And new inexperienced drivers going on the road. Yes, schools teach students how to pass the test, but they need a good, strong foundation when they go and get a job. Otherwise, most of them would probably not last a year. They'll probably quit because the training was not proper. The American Association of Motor Vehicle Administrators, they were in charge of creating a new modernization testing program. Their objective was to revise the old program, the old way of testing CDL students, to create a system that's more closely aligned with industry standards and training practices. They didn't do that. Good talking point, but they didn't. That goal was not met. They didn't do it. They went the opposite way. To produce a revised test model that will maintain the high standards for evaluating whether an entry-level commercial driver has the required technical knowledge and skills to safely operate a commercial motor vehicle. I don't agree. I don't think that happened. I'm reading off, this is from the American Association of Motor Vehicles. This is, you can go online and get what I'm reading off to you. And also there's a video that they put out with better explaining it. It's AAMUACAST, episode 62, CDL test. And you can listen to that and listen to some of the key words out there. To improve an administration effectiveness and efficiency. That probably was accomplished. The core goal, their goals when they started this modernization program, safety of the drivers and the general public. No, nothing has changed. If it changed, we'll be hearing, great, Fmcsa, you did a great job. Accidents are going down. The quality of drivers is up much better. No, that's not happening. It's not happening. Safety is just a talking point. I'm not even sure if they're even concerned about safety. They're more concerned about getting a smaller footprint, making the tests easier, and getting students into school and out, because some of them at that time was concerned about the driver shortage. Let's get real. Basic skills, ensuring that drivers have entry-level skill sets for the CDL student to enter the industry. You don't need to know how to alley dock. that takes up room. The reverse offset is just as good. Come on now. I seen drivers can't even, they're coming into a place where I work. I'm retired now, but they came in and he couldn't even back up. Then the trainer gets in the truck and he can't back up. We have a bad CDL training system. And Fmcsa, I'm putting the blame on most of the blame, not all of it. Because yes, the schools have to take some of the blame. Motor carriers have to take some of the blame. But most of the blame is on Fmcsa. Technology. Well, we can, instead of having about all these pre-trip inspection is so large, 100 some items to inspect, there's new tractors coming out on the road. Good talking point, but that's years and years down the road. Battery operated, hydrogen tractors, and etc. We don't need, so they cut it down in half and give you a cheat list to go over, a checkoff list. Here it is. If you use it correctly, you're going to pass that test. You know, when you talk about critical safety items, is belts on there? You should, as a safety item. What about you driving down the road and you have a leaking exhaust system and you don't know how to inspect that? Should a driver, a new student, know how to inspect and check for leaks from the exhaust system, which would kill? Is that a safety issue? All you need to do is just check one steer tire, just the front. All the rest you don't have to check. It's the same stuff. It's not the same. Apex Trucking Institute in Kansas. Jeff, the owner, he teaches to a higher standard, which is good. Good for Jeff. Good for Apex Trucking Institute. But not all schools are going to follow what Jeff does. There's a lot of good CDL schools out there, but not all schools are going to teach to a higher standard of training. Just doesn't happen. Not all schools have CDL instructors similar to CDL Shorty who want to go to a higher standard. Sean, who is a driver trainer for Rosedale Trucking, he teaches to a higher standard. But not all will do it. They'll take the easy way out. Thank you, Fmcsa. We'll just do the minimum requirements that you give us. So, rigid flexibility, an entry-level testing system with rigid standards that is flexible enough to change. So in the years down the road, they say, well, if it's not working, we'll change it. It's going to be hard to change this. First of all, when it came out, states loved it. And I was always wondering, I said, states didn't have to adopt this. But when you see who did the program, all the administrators of all the states throughout the U.S., no wonder all the states just fell right in line. All just came right on in. I don't know any states that's not doing the new modernization testing, even though it doesn't come up to the standards and the quality of what was doing in pre-2022. Doesn't come up to that level. They watered the system down, Fmcsa. They gave you a song and a dance, and everyone bought it. But people are still complaining. So now is a few years into it. It's 2025, 2026 now. If it was so good, they'll be saying it is good. But people are still complaining about the training standards throughout the United States of CDL students and the training of the new inexperienced CDL drivers that are on the road today. I will get into it a little bit more, maybe one final video before I'm just going to close up shop on this particular channel. I just want, I don't care about the views. I just hopefully one day, Landline Magazine, Freightways Magazine, and the channels and their talk channels, Bonehead Truckers, Mother Trucker News, anyone, CDL Shorty, Sean, anybody would take up what I'm talking about, explore it more, and maybe do a much better job than what I'm doing. Because I feel I might not be doing the job. And I need Derek Barr, Sean Duffy. I send little texts out on there to them. I communicate with Landline Magazine, get a 1 or 2 word answer. Maybe they like it this way because it makes news. You know, you can write a little story about the lack of training, etc. But we have a problem. And the biggest issue of the biggest reason why we don't have quality CDL training is because of what the Fmcsa has done to the program. And Derek Barr, now you're the new administrator. Speak up, take responsibility for Fmcsa and the people who are involved in creating this mess that they created, and maybe say, this is what needs to be changed. Yes, CDL schools, we have to work on that. But if you don't fix your own backyard, what you have created, we're just going to go on and on and on down the road. See you on the next run.